Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. My name is Frankie, Kington, the Wise Entrepreneur. I hope you tune into my YouTube channel. Very happy to be here with a very good friend of mine called Sam Curless. He's a spiritual leader. And not only a spiritual leader, he's a top leader as well, and a top guy. And I'm really looking forward to interviewing him today, this afternoon. It's around about 1:30. So I'm really looking forward to this interview. I'm really looking forward to you guys to tune in, and Sam's going to really enlighten us. So my name's Frankie, I've told you, the Wise Entrepreneur. This is Sam Curless. Sam's going to introduce himself, he's going to say hello, and we're going to talk to you about the world of spirituality, which is really important for all of us, for our growth, for our happiness, for our well-being. And Sam's going to touch on that. He's going to share loads of enlightening stuff, loads of information to really inspire us all. Sam, welcome, my good friend. How are you doing?
Hello, Frankie. Thank you for the introduction. Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Great to be here. I try and live up to that introduction. It's quite a powerful introduction. Yeah, I mean, spirituality for me means basically everything. You know, it's your perception of how you take things in. I feel like there's always more than one way of looking at something, or there's always more than one way of responding to a situation. And I think a big point of that is having the right attitude. So spirituality for me comes down to that as well. It's almost like spirituality is just a step before your attitude. If you have the right, correct spirituality, and you're connected with your energy and yourself, then it'll help you have the right attitude as well. But yeah, my name's Sam. I'm a young entrepreneur as well. I'm a full-time single dad. I work part-time. I've been a chef for a few years. I love cooking. I love to live healthy and try new recipes for myself and for my family. But yeah, that's me.
Thanks for that, Sam. Sam's just touched on there some really important points about him as my guest speaker, and a great guy. But we want to really delve into the world, or indulge into the world of spirituality. Why is spirituality really important for me and for Sam? And why is spirituality really important to the world? What is spirituality? It's a deeper sense of who you are. But this spirituality can really guide you and help you through life on the right path. Sam's going to share some experiences about that. Maybe I can touch on some experiences as well. Sam, spirituality, what does it mean to you, Sam, spirituality?
For me, it's a lot about faith. It's a lot about hope. Could be something as simple as the day not going to plan. Or we all have one of those days sometimes where it seems like everything that could possibly go wrong is going wrong. And it's days like that where you can still smile. You can still, because it's sort of like I say in the beginning, it's all about perception. It's all about perception, you know. I don't have any failures. I always produce results. I always produce results. I always get an outcome. It might not be 100% what I envisioned. It rarely is for anyone. But I get an outcome. I get a result. I don't see it as a failure. I see it as a learning opportunity. You know, to grow from that. You know, spirituality. No one's perfect. You know, so we're always growing. But yeah, it's how you see yourself. You know, if you didn't reach a goal, is it a failure or is it a learning opportunity? So yeah, I think spirituality helps a lot with that, because there's enough things in the world that's hard to deal with, mentally, physically, emotionally, to do with family, to do with business. So to start yourself up on the right step, into a foundation to build on. Things can fall apart easily if they're not built on the right foundation. If you can imagine a castle or a house built on sand, as soon as a storm comes, It doesn't matter how strong the castle is, how magnificent the house is. When a storm comes, it's going to wash away the foundations, which is the sand, and the whole house will come crashing down. So it's just as important to build on something strong as to actually build something strong. It's just as important, if not more important, as what's being built upon. So for me, that's spirituality. It's what we're building on. It's the foundation of what's being built on. Honesty, authenticity, truth, trust, all things that are important in business. But in terms of perception, even if you're not in business, it's about having the right attitude, being grateful, having an attitude of gratitude. So if something doesn't quite go the right way, you know, rather than being negative about it or thinking, oh, that was a failure, I wasted that day, or I wasted that week, I wasted that time, I wasted that opportunity. Rather than thinking like that, rather than verbalizing the things like that, you can think that actually, what have I learned from that opportunity? What can I take from that opportunity? You know, did I meet anyone? Have I gained more contacts? And then when we ask ourselves those questions, we realize actually, yeah, I did learn something there. I did make a good contact there. And then it's not a failure. You see it as it's not actually a failure.
It's a benefit then, isn't it, Sam? It's a benefit.
Benefit, yeah.
It's a learning curve, isn't it, for who you are? Yes.
Definitely, yeah. We're all learning, all still learning, and I think it's really important that, yeah.
So the spirituality then, Sam, there's a lot of energy into spirituality. It's
energy, yeah.
Your life working on a deeper level, riding them waves and weathering them storms. So it works on a very deep level. But spirituality is like a guide for you to get through all the roller coasters and all the ups and downs and the difficulties in your life. This spirituality really connects you to your deeper and your higher self. You know, that you can ride these waves, and you can, when you're riding these waves, you're learning how to handle difficult and challenging situations in your life, but with a composure and with ease. Does that make sense? And would you agree with that? Is that what you experience as well? Because I experience that as well, and it helps me to motivate and move my life forward.
100%, yeah, definitely, yes. I think it was like Isaac Newton or one of the other famous scientists, Albert Einstein, that said, energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only change its state. So from heat energy to light energy, or to kinetic energy, where something's moving.
To a high life state, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's you're right there, because in a low life state, the vibration is the same as certain emotions that will waste energy, like anger, frustration, maybe jealousy. And then as you progress in the spiritual journey, you realize there's so much more energy, and then you become conscious, like, where's this energy coming from? It's like, well, actually, it's because I'm not wasting it on anger, jealousy, those lower level vibrations. So yeah, I definitely 100% agree with that. I feel like myself this year, last year, a lot more energy, because it's not being drained. You know what I mean? It's being drained, going to the wrong place.
Wow, I like that, Sam. I like the way you say that, because what I've learned with spirituality, because we invoke we call it Buddhahood. We have a Buddhahood of wisdom, courage, and compassion. And because we invoke this Buddhahood, yeah, we affect people's life state, and they can feel sometimes like they're attacking us, but we're invoking their Buddhahood. So we have to be really careful as well how we react to certain situations. So we don't react, but we're very composed. And when we composed, the power's with us. The weakness is with them. So they've got to reflect on why they said that, yeah. So the weakness, we bounce back to them and causes them to suffer. Whereas us, it's enlightenment for us, because we're growing and we don't react to that, because we know that we are the Buddha. We have wisdom, courage, and compassion. And every time you do that, Sam, you set an example of somebody challenging you in a difficult situation, yeah. Composure and calmness and being in control in that moment, being self-controlled at that moment is so important, Sam, because it gives us then our power to grow and to get stronger and to develop. Does that make sense, Sam?
100%, Frankie, 100%. Wow, so powerful. Such words of wisdom.
Yes.
Words of wisdom. Composure, definitely. Well, thinking clearly, isn't it? Don't try and make decisions, whilst we're in a stressful state of mind. It's about having that emotional intelligence that you're talking about to recognize that, we are emotional beings. We are emotional beings, human beings, creatures of emotions, aren't we? So it's about, like you said, being a master of our emotions rather than our emotions being a master of us.
That is great. I like that, Sam.
Yes,
yeah.
we're all energy, aren't we? We're all energy.
It's an ongoing challenge. It's an ongoing struggle. But the main thing is, Sam, is that we're aware of it. We're aware of that struggle. We're aware of that condition, and we can transform and do something about it. So sometimes spirituality really makes us aware of our surroundings and everything around us.
I'm glad you said that. I really love that you said that, brother. I really love that you said that. Awareness. Awareness. Yeah.
Awareness. Really
intention, isn't it? Intention about our environments, because we have the power, don't we, to change our environments.
Exactly. That's the power.
Are we aware? Are we aware of how we can change it? Are we aware of how we can change it?
Because people are aware of us. They feel our heart. They feel our energy. They feel our spirit. They feel our, tenacity to keep breaking through. Tenacity to keep moving forward. And this tenacity brings us enlightenment. And it's important that we're enlightened in a world that I feel isn't enlightened, So it's really important that me and you, Sam, the qualities we have, is that we be a shining example for everyone around us. We're that leader who wants to make everybody happy, to have that capacity to spread that happiness and that love and that compassion and that wisdom and courage, so they can believe in themselves. Does that make sense, Sam? In a world of doom and gloom, or in a world where a lot of people are suffering, so we take away them sufferings, don't we, Sam?
100%, yeah. Giving hope, giving faith. Sometimes that's all it takes. Like you say, challenges come to everyone. We've all got 24 hours in the day, but at the end of the day, we're not all exactly the same, are we? We're all unique individuals. So recognizing that as well. So it's about setting yourself up as an individual as well, and express that uniqueness and that potential, like you say. But what we all do have, and what is in the same, is the brotherhood, is the potential that no matter what our life circumstances right now, we all living creatures. We have the potential to become aware and to improve our environment and to improve ourselves. And that's what I love about it, brother. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, that's what I love about you, Sam. You really keep it real. You're a good guy.
It's hard to express. It's hard to express to other people because it's such a personal journey. It's such a personal transformation.
Yeah,
it's a personal transformation. It's hard to express, but because it's a joyful feeling, you want to share it naturally. Like you say, make everyone happy and operate on a level of world peace, and come from a place where shared value and shared respect is fundamental.
I like that. Definitely. Shared values, shared respect. Well, Sam, I really respect you as a good friend of mine and a good man. I know you're going to make so much of a difference, not to your lovely son's life as well, Jay. He's a great guy. You're going to make a lot of difference to your family and your friends. And you as a person, your spirituality is going to shine all over the place, my good friend, and I can see it shining now. So, Sam, to round up, what's your great or famous spiritual quote? Have you got a quote or something spiritual you'd like to share with people? What advice can you give to people who maybe looking at a bit of spirituality and thinking, this sounds really interesting?
Well, you're giving me a curveball there. I wasn't expecting that. I'm not too good at remembering quotes and things like that. But, I'll leave you with this short one, as we're going to wrap up the video soon. I'll leave you with this short one. The river can pass through a rock, can pass through the biggest rock, yeah, can pass through a mountain, but it's not the strength of the water. It's its persistence. It's the persistence of the water, the tenacity, like you said, of the water that breaks through the rock, breaks through the mountain.
Wow, that is incredible. I like that.
Thank you for having me on your channel today, Frankie. It's always great to speak to you.
Coming on, Sam. Can I round one up? What do I like? My spirituality. I always say, yeah, keep riding the waves and weathering that storm, and learn how to surf through life. So never fall off that surfing board, ladies and gentlemen. Learn to surf through life, and when you do that, you will feel your spirituality and your enlightenment, and your beautiful Buddha self will start to emerge. So, Sam, thank you so much for coming on my channel.
Very welcome, brother. Thank you so much for having me. Speak soon, brother. Take care.
Thank you again, guys, for coming on, and I look forward to hopefully see you on my next YouTube channel. My name's Frankie Kington. Leave us a comment below if you like to. Subscribe, hit the notification, give us some feedback. But I'd love to hear what you thought about our YouTube channel. Sam Curless, as well as a spiritual leader, is a great guy, and he's going to have his YouTube channel as well. So thanks again for tuning in. Love and peace and respect to you all. My warmest wishes. Thanks again, Sam. Speak to you soon, guys.
Love, peace, respect, one world.
Bye-bye, friend. Thank you.